in the country. This is according to President William Ruto, who spoke on Friday at the Supreme Court during the launch of the State of the Judiciary and the Administration of the Justice Annual Report. President Ruto also commended the judiciary for its commitment to expand access to justice. And as our reporter Henry turned in our files, the president reiterated the government's decision to increase the budgetary allocation for the judiciary for its expansion and efficiency, saying the plan was on course.
During the launch of the State of Judiciary report at the Supreme Court building in Nairobi, Chief Justice Martha Koome has once again appealed to the national government to allocate adequate funds to the judiciary to enable it effectively carry out its activities. The judiciary targeting to clear a backlog of cases with over 780,000 cases yet to be heard and determined.
Your Excellency, we also need a Court of Appeal building to manage the expanded needs of the courts and the Kenya Judiciary Academy. We thank Your Excellency for signaling that addressing these infrastructure concerns constitutes an integral part of your legacy. We will work with you to realize this dream that will revolutionize the delivery of justice in our country.
The head of state, President William Ruto, agreeing totally that the judiciary arm of government needs additional funding. Ruto promising to increase budgetary allocation to the tune of 3 billion a year.
To be able to exercise judicial power and independence effectively, responsibility and accountability must come with it. And I want to work with the judiciary, to support the judiciary, so that we can have an accountable and responsive judicial system.
With his government insistence on the independence of institutions, President Ruto has made it clear he will not in any way interfere with the work of the judiciary, but will instead work on strengthening it.
For the avoidance of doubt, I reiterate my commitment and that of the government of Kenya to live up to our pledge to the people of Kenya that we intend to empower the judiciary and the criminal justice system as required by the Constitution, as well as respect the decisions and orders of the courts as they relate to the executive.
On the controversial disbursement of DCI Special Service Unit that was associated with extrajudicial killings, President Ruto has answered opposition leader Raila Odinga, who had advised the government to seek foreign investigators to help unravel the killings. The commander-in-chief insisting the government is self-sufficient and does not need help from anybody.
I am very clear in my mind that we do not need the advice from the Scotland Yard to be able to remove and disband the murderers' units in our police force. We didn't need any advice from nowhere. We just needed to respect our constitution and do the right thing.
Ruto has additionally defended his move to increase revenue collection through taxes, saying this way the government will put a check on reliance on borrowing to run its activities.
I want to ask the judiciary to work with us and not to provide any safe haven for the people running away from paying tax. They should not find refuge in the judiciary. They should not find refuge in judicial orders. We want every citizen to carry their portion of the burden of running the affairs of our country.
Opposition has maintained an onslaught on the government, remaining critical of most of its decisions. However, President Ruto says he will not be distracted with such criticisms and will remain focused on delivering services to Kenyans. Henry Tende, Look Up TV.
Thank you, Henry Tende, for that coverage. Now, cattle rustling in